And welcome to our podcast Legal Lounge, where we talk about all kinds of sort of things. Today we're talking about Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck's divorce. She recently filed. So we're going to talk about that today. But we were researching before we started this podcast. How do you know Jennifer? Or
Um,
what, I guess, like, what, how did you first figure it out, as a celebrity? Like, what was your first, I don't know.
Honestly, I don't really. It's just like one of those people that everybody knows. So
Yeah.
you hear about her, Jennifer Lopez. I think she's also like kind of like a Latin icon or like a Hispanic icon.
I think she did like open the doors for the Latino population to like be accepted in Hollywood and
Yeah, I
be in the
mean,
movies and the
it's just like
music
one of those
industry.
people like Shakira. Like
Yeah.
Shakira, Jennifer Lopez. Those are like big names in Hollywood, especially from like that type of culture. So
But I don't know Jennifer as much in music than I do in film.
I just know her from like the Pitbull songs, the radio song. Mr.
Yeah.
Worldwide.
But like I don't know, I didn't know that she was a singer when the first movie I think I watched was I think Mother-in-Law. I think that's what it's called. What was the one that you just mentioned? Dang it. I don't know what you
I
mentioned.
don't remember.
And then we talked about Selena. Have you watched that movie?
Probably a long time ago, but
That
not enough to
she
remember.
did a really good job. I cried in that movie for sure. She did a really good job. What year did that?
1997 or
Really?
6, 7 or 6, something like that.
Cuz I think Selena died
19.
94. 94, 95 if I'm not mistaken. So they came out a movie that quick.
I think so, yeah.
But she played that role really, really well.
I feel like all the movies in that era is just top tier.
Yeah.
There's so many, yeah, so many good ones.
Every now and then I go back and go through HBO and Netflix, like 2000 rom coms,
Yeah,
and just
yeah.
watch them because they're good.
I
But
didn't. I don't really know her that much as an art, but it feels like every celebrity is kind of actor, artist, writer, type of thing. So you know, just like what's that one guy's name? I can't remember his name. He was in Django Unleashed. Jamie Foxx. He
mm,
was also like a
see,
singer.
I didn't know that he was an comedian. Like he had a show, Jamie
Yeah.
Foxx. I don't know the
Isn't it
name.
called the Jamie Foxx show or
I
something
think
like that?
so. I had no idea, but that's how he started his career. Was actually a comedian. I didn't know that. Thanks to
Yeah,
my
he's
husband.
actually pretty funny.
He is. He is. Yeah, so that was like a mind blown thing because I associated him as more of a singer
Yeah.
when he came out with Gold Digger with Kanye. That's how I associated his
Yeah,
impression the
gone.
very first time. Yeah. And then he was like, I thought that was his big break. That's what I thought it was. And then he went on to like movies and stuff like that. But I didn't know that he already had a TV show like way before, like in the 90s.
But that's how I kind of see her though. It's just like a one of those celebrities that's in movies. She makes music. People know her, and yeah.
So
So
what about, oh, go
she
ahead.
was she's married to Ben Affleck right now.
Right, she was, and then she recently filed a divorce August 20th. Today's August 30th when we're filming this, so about 10 days ago is when she filed for the divorce. It was very short-lived. So,
Just like all of her divorces, no?
well, I
Or her
believe,
marriages.
well, except
One
for Marc
lasted 10
Anthony.
years. Yeah.
Yeah, so she had two kids with Marc Anthony. So let's take it back. So again, Jennifer Lopez, she started in her career in the music, acting, and in dance, as well as a high-profile romantic relationships. So early on, her relationship included with this guy named David Cruz. That was her first long-term relationship, which lasted for about a decade in her teenage years. And then she was also with Ojani Noah. That was her first marriage to a Cuban waiter, ended in less than a year, followed by legal battles over Tell All Book. And then after she divorced him, she was also involved with Diddy,
That's
which I
wild.
didn't know that. So that relationship lasted about 2 years, but that created a huge amount of media attention over controversies, including a nightclub shooting accident, which is, if you didn't watch one of our first episodes, we talked about Diddy a little bit. So I don't want to be associated with a guy like that, but he was for a little bit. And then she was with Chris Judd. That was her second marriage. My God, I didn't know she was married that many times. I thought he was just Marc Anthony. That he was a dancer, ended in a divorce after 2 years. And then she was with Ben Affleck, which we're going to focus our conversation about. She was with him for about 2 years in the early 2000s, and then that broke off. Well, actually, they got engaged in 2004, and then, of course, they reunited back in 2021, but then married in 2022, and then now they're going through the divorce.
That's sad. I
And
like
then,
Ben Affleck.
I don't know him
I love him.
too much.
He's got some good movies. He's got obviously top tier movie. One of the I think like almost probably part of my top 10 movies of all time. Good Will Hunting.
Hmm.
Have you ever seen that movie?
I don't think so.
Oh, you need to watch it. You need to watch it.
What is it
Great
about?
movie. It's got it has a couple of really good actors in it. It's got what's the oh my gosh, I feel so terrible for forgetting this guy's name because he's such a good actor. He's an older guy, wears glasses. He
Oh, yeah.
died. Um I need you to fact check this. Goodwill Hunting. Look up the actors. But so there's him, there's um it's basically about like a group of kids that grow up in I think it's Philly,
Hmm.
like West Philly or
Robin
something like that.
Williams.
Robin
You
Williams.
couldn't think of
Oh my
Robin
god, I know
Williams?
it's so bad. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry because I'm like an
God.
older movie fanatic and I
And
love.
glasses. Where did glasses come from? He
He wears
doesn't
glasses in that
in the
movie.
movie. Okay.
Yeah.
I was
I
like, he
mean, he
doesn't.
wears
Not
no, he doesn't.
really.
But
Robin Williams.
Robin Williams. Oh my gosh. But yeah, so it has Robin Williams. It has is it Leonardo DiCaprio? Ro-
Titanic guy.
Robin
Matt
Williams.
Damon.
Matt
Oh my
Damon.
God.
You didn't watch this movie, huh?
No, I did. I've watched it a few times. Um, yeah, Matt Damon, Robin Williams, Ben Affleck, but it's like a group of Western kids, and he's a janitor.
Ben Affleck is.
Ben Affleck is his friend. So Matt Damon is a janitor, like a juvenile delinquent.
Hmm.
And he works in, or yeah, he works the janitor for the college. Now he was always growing up, into trouble. Ben Affleck was like the main side character. Um, so they're like little neighborhood kids. They get into fights. They go into a bar one night, and they meet, or Matt Damon. He meets this girl, and it's kind of like it turns into a love story. This like preppy guy comes in trying to talk to her about some basic history book or something, and Matt Damon's like extremely smart. Yes, he's a janitor. Yes, he's a delinquent, but he reads and he loves math. So he kind of like, shush the guy off and explain everything he was about to say in the simplest forms. And that's how he gets the girl. And Ben Affleck is his like best friend. And they work construction too at one point. And, Ben Affleck was basically saying, and every single day that I show up to your door, I hope that you don't come out. So when I knock on your door, the day that you don't come out and you move on and do something with your talent will be the best day ever. Yes, they enjoy each other and that's his best friend, but he wants the best for him. And
Yeah.
so he talks to the girl. The girl's in Harvard, I think it is, or something like that. And Matt Damon goes into like therapy. So he gets into some legal trouble, and they have to put him on parole with like a mentor, almost like a therapy. So that's where Robin Williams comes into play, and he has a lot of trauma. Matt Damon, he has a lot of trauma. So Robin Williams kind of breaks him down slowly and slowly, and then it turns into a love story. It's really good, really good. But
How
Ben
long
Affleck,
ago did that get released?
1987,
Oh, it's still a 90s movie, too.
1970.
No.
1997.
Oh, 1997.
I
Shoot,
was
I'm
like,
way off.
70s.
No, look, guys,
Oh.
don't judge me from
It's okay.
I'm
He's
a little
young.
off. I love that movie though. Such a good movie. And Ben Affleck, he was also in another one. There's like a bank, like a heist movie that he's in. There's another one where he's got. I like him in the army movies too. Like that Goodwill Hunting was a good one, but there's another one where he's like ex-military personnel and they go and they like basically steal from a bunch of thugs, bring it back, and yeah, he's a good actor though. I do really like his movies.
So they met on set when they were filming this movie. Forgive me for my pronunciation. Giggly? Jizzle?
Giggly.
I think it's Giggly.
I think it's Giggly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
sure too.
Giggly. I've never seen that
2002.
movie, but
Me neither. I've never even heard of this. It's a romantic comedy that, despite flopping at the box office, well, that kind of explains why I've never even heard of it. It sparked one of the Hollywood's most high profile romances. The media quickly dubbed them Bennifer, making them the first major celebrity couple with a blended name, setting a trend for. Dang, I thought it was Brangelina that started everything. Because you know, Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, they call him Brangelina. I
no.
thought they started that trend of blending the names, not Ben and Jennifer. I don't know.
Bennifer.
Bennifer. That's cute. And then just a couple months after meeting, Affleck proposed with a 6.1 carat pink diamond ring, which became iconic in pop culture. Pink, huh? The couple was constantly in the media spotlight, gracing magazine covers and being chased by paparazzi, which J-Lo later described as a major stressor on their relationship. And then they actually postponed the wedding between 2003 and 2004 in September, just days before their planned wedding. They postponed the event due to excessive media attention. In January 2004, they officially called off their engagement, citing the intense public pressure and scrutiny as the primary reason for the split. And J-Lo later referred to it as first real heartbreak. How do you feel about that? Just days before and you're going to call it off just because it's media stress? Or do you think there's more to
There's
it?
probably more to it given that they're filing for divorce now.
But remember, this is the prior.
Right, but in the past, I mean,
Yeah.
they had problems in the past. Typically, they work it out, but you know, if they're still, I don't know. I read something that said like it has to do with the parenting.
I didn't know that. What do you mean?
Like Ben Affleck was saying that an inside do or coming from an inside source. It was an article saying that the way that she parents the children, it's very soft, and I guess they get away with a lot. I'm not sure. Something like that. But calling off a wedding a couple days before, I mean,
But I
at
don't
that
think
point,
they
y'all gonna have to
had.
rock it out.
I don't think they had kids though. You may want to fact check that. But when they were engaged,
She might have had. I don't know,
I don't
actually.
think she had kids at the time. Neither of them did because Ben Affleck later on married Jennifer Gardner, and then J Lo
Mm.
married Marc Anthony, and
And then
she had
that's
her
when she had.
twins.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't think they had kids at the time, but I just don't think it was just the media to be the reason why you canceled because you can easily fix it. Like,
Being a celebrity, you should be. I can't really say you should be, but I would assume you're already used to the media. You're already used to the media screwing around words and kind of like painting this picture and, just ignore it. I mean, I feel like if y'all really love each other and you're about to get married to someone, like everything else just kind of just gets tuned out, blocked out.
right.
But, just like everybody else, they're honestly normal people.
And there's certain things that you can do too. Like if you want a private ceremony, like you can do that. There's a lot of celebrity that does the private ceremony. I think Kourtney Kardashian, when she recently married Travis Scott. No, not Travis Scott. Travis
Kylie.
Barker.
Oh.
Oh my god, I got
Travis
confused.
Barker is the
The
drummer.
drummer.
Yeah, he's cool.
Right. So they went to overseas to go get married, and it was private, but there weren't a lot of pictures unless there was pictures that were, taken by people there. But a lot of people too, like if it's like no cell phone policy, which is hard these days because everybody has phones and everybody want to take a picture that way. But
Or an NDA.
yeah.
They can't disclose anything.
Right, that's what I'm
But,
saying. So I feel like you can still put those measures up, and if you really love that person, that shouldn't matter when you're.
like, oh, I'm dealing. Well, I mean, it's difficult. Because what if it's like a mental thing? What if, the media and stuff starts skewing stuff and your mental thoughts? And,
But
that could be
days
a play
before,
too. Days before is crazy.
it's crazy. Do you know how much weddings cost these days? Do you have any
Like
idea?
80 to 100 some thousand, no?
I mean, for celebrity, I'm pretty sure they'll spend more than that, but I think on average, like even for like people like us, which we don't have a celebrity status,
Mm-hmm.
people would easily spend 50 to 80 grand for a wedding.
That's insane to me.
And like
Why is that so expensive though?
the venue, think about catering, the people that you're gonna feed.
No way
you
it's over
know, alcohol.
$5,000 to cater food, right?
You'd be surprised. Like you're getting a whole like meals, and then like people who providing alcohols, those waitresses, photography, videographers, the
DJ.
dress itself, right, DJ.
Yeah.
All that stuff is expensive. See, luckily see they should have done that. We went to court and just got married that way.
Yeah.
So I did not have a wedding. We actually had a reason why we didn't do it, but I'm glad we went that route. Cause and it was still special. And it was still meaningful. It was just my parents were there, my grandma, and of course, on his side he has his family and friends and things like that. So it was just really small, really quick, but what we had to pay $200 to the court.
Yeah.
So the cost
Right.
of wedding was $200, which I think eventually later on when I don't know, maybe we hit 5-year or 10-year, we eventually want to do like an actual celebration with like more people involved and just renew your vows. But even with Jennifer and Ben, like if you really truly love that person, you can do something like that and just be quick. And
Yeah, it had to have been something else.
I think so too.
There's no way. There's no way, like a couple days before the wedding, that it's just paparazzi and
Right.
social media. Like if that's bothering you that much, don't you think you probably should have thought about that before, like getting ready and before booking everything for the wedding? So I don't know. It's crazy.
And then, like I said, after their breakup, they both went on to marry other people. J-Lo married Marc Anthony, and Ben Affleck married Jennifer Garner, and both marriages eventually ended in divorce, which the crazy part is they ended around the same time, too. So I was like, maybe they were trying to rekindle in between somehow. And during those years, Affleck faced personal struggles, including battles with addiction, while J-Lo continued to thrive in her career, including music, acting, and business ventures. Despite their separation, both have spoken publicly about their continued respect and admiration for each other. Affleck has been quoted saying he remains friends with J-Lo and praised her talent and work ethic. That's a good conversation. How do you feel about exes staying friends?
No.
Why not?
Why?
Maybe they, just had a really good, like my mom always say that one of the reasons why she got divorced is that she knew eventually that they were just better off friends, that they were more friendship than it was.
Did your mom remarry?
Yes.
Yeah. But she has a child with the guy.
Yes. But then again, my mom and my dad are not friends. But, like maybe for some people,
I just don't see the point.
Yeah.
You had a past with them, but that's the past.
Yeah.
It's time to take a step into the future.
Yeah.
Why? What's the point? What is it? All you're gonna like? If you want to remember the good times? It's like there's a lot of stuff involved with the good times, so I just don't see the point.
Yeah.
It's almost like you have a seed there and you can water it as much as you want, and it's just the fact is having the seed there. But why? Like, why?
I wonder
What's
was
the
part
benefit?
of their rekindleness. You know what I mean? Like if they remained friends, maybe it was just like an open-ended, possibly maybe in the future.
So they remain friends. That's the thing. Is you remain friends, but then they get back together afterwards. So think about the person that they both divorced. They're thinking like, oh, okay, he's still friends with her, right? And then they get a divorce, and all that stuff happens. It ends, and then you look on your phone and you're like, oh, they're back together. It's almost like that's the person that they said not to worry about. It's almost like that type of theory.
Yeah.
So it's like
that's tricky too.
What's the point? Are you friends with your ex?
Hell no.
Exactly.
Although I have befriended them, but then if I moved on to a different relationship, then it's like, oh, okay, like we can't be friends anymore. Why? Because then it's just a respect thing. Because I've had that. Like,
so you just proved my point.
Right.
It's a respect thing. It's like it's in the past. Now it's time to prioritize your present.
Yeah.
I just don't see the point.
But remember, Jennifer was also in a relationship with Alex Rodriguez. He was a famous MLB player, played for the Yankees for a little bit. I think he was there for the entire career. I can't remember. But they first met in 2005 at a baseball game, and they did not begin dating until much later. So after Jennifer's divorce, around 2017, the couple publicly confirmed their relationship in March 2017 when they were seen together at various events, shared social media posts, and celebrating their romance. And in March 2019, Rodriguez proposed to Lopez in the Bahamas with a massive 15 carat.
He doubled it
uh,
over
15
two times the
carat
size.
diamond ring. Their engagement was widely covered by the media, and they began planning their wedding.
So if the second one was covered by the media, why didn't they quit a couple days before the second one?
Well, this is Alex. This is not Ben. Yeah, you
Oh,
got confused. This is Alex
see,
now.
that's what I'm saying though. If she could do that with him, what happened the first time? There's got to be something that we don't know, you know?
That's what I'm
'Cause they're
saying.
still normal people. It's still a normal relation. There's still
Right.
normal problems.
But then if Ben struggled with addiction later on after their breakup, I don't know if
it could have
he
started before.
correct.
Yeah.
And maybe she didn't want to publicly say that to shame him, because that's a sensitive topic.
That's fair. Yeah, maybe it was just like a fluff because they know the media is gonna take anything they get and run with it.
Right.
You got to be really careful.
Right.
That makes sense too.
And a lot of addicts, like, they know how to hide it well, because they don't want people to know that there's a problem there. So maybe Jennifer found out, or she knew there was a problem and maybe tried to work it out, but it just wasn't working. So maybe that's what it was. It could be. And then as they began their relationship between Lopez and Rodriguez, they faced some challenges between 2020 and 2021. Rumors of trouble in their relationship began to surface. Reports of Rodriguez's alleged infidelity and strained dynamics between the couple started circulating. Additionally, the COVID-19 pandemic added the stress to many relationships, including theirs. Which I could see that. COVID.
Yeah.
I was not in a relationship during COVID time, but I could tell you what, I was still working here. You were too. You were here, right,
Yeah.
during COVID years. And everybody was a little bit scared, like, oh, are we going to keep our job, or are we going to get laid off? Boy, let me tell you, our business skyrocketed
Just kept running.
during COVID.
yeah.
And then I think people got tired of being with your spouse
You
24/7.
get trapped in the You
And
can't
then-
go anywhere. You can't go inside.
Yeah.
You're stuck in there. And especially when it comes to, like, abusive relationships and stuff like that, sometimes they can make do if they're not together 24/7, but imagine an abusive relationship where they have to be together.
Right.
Then it really, really, really becomes like a big thing.
Yeah.
Opens
So-
the doors.
And I followed both Alex and Jennifer during that time because I thought they were cute. Like, I thought they were really well rounded. Alex had kids on his own prior marriage, and then of course Jennifer with her kids, and they would take pictures together all the time. Like, okay, like a cute little family. Like, that's nice. But then because of the infidelity, which I didn't know that Alex has a history of cheating, supposedly. I don't know how many women, I don't know how many relationships, but people were like, Jennifer, like, you should have known that.
Yeah.
Once a cheater, always a cheater.
Diddy, Alex.
So maybe
Ben.
it's the choice of
She likes
men.
bad boys.
maybe, yeah.
Bad boys.
But then Marc,
Addiction.
Yeah.
Addiction.
mm-hmm,
Cheating.
mm-hmm.
And I can't even define one word to explain Diddy. So
Yeah, she should have stayed away from
interesting
that.
choice. But who was the person that she had kids with?
Marc Anthony.
Oh, that's the guy that's the cheater.
Mm,
Oh wait. Am I
the cheater is Alex Rodriguez.
Oh.
Marc Anthony, she
Probably
was
like a bank robber or something.
married for like 10 years, for a decade.
Mm.
But then they split. Eventually, they did split. In April 2021, officially announced that they have called off their engagement and were ending their relationship. They
Engaged.
stated that they had realized they were better off as friends again and wished each other well.
It's almost like a track record of calling off marriages. No,
Mm-hmm.
called off the engagement, called off the marriage.
But sometimes you have to wonder, like, who's the denominator here? She had multiple relationship, multiple engagement, multiple marriages. At what point do you realize, okay, maybe I'm the problem, not them?
Or your choices are the problem. I
Maybe.
mean, it's probably a mix of both in reality, but it's like solve the problem before it happens.
Mm-hmm.
Take that whole variable out.
And I feel bad for the kids too, because as a kid, like she had twins from Mark Anthony. I don't think she had any other kids. But taking from the kids' perspective, you see your mom found a good relationship. It seems to be. I mean, they lasted for a couple of years. I think about 5 years, and you get to know their kids. Potentially become like siblings,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden that gets ripped apart. So I kind of feel bad for the
I did
kids.
read something about like Ben Affleck's kids not wanting to separate from their stepmom. Something like that. I think she's really involved in his kids too.
What Jennifer is?
Yeah. So
That's what I'm saying. Like I've even
I
wondered
mean,
about that.
it probably sucks for everybody. Their parents have to be like they had to see their kids, disattach, disassociate from the person that has been there for a little bit, and you get used to someone. I think it just sucks for everybody.
Because you begin that relationship, you
But
start
why give up?
forming.
Why give up? Y'all already went through. Why?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe there's real reasons, but I mean, obviously, don't just stay with someone just for your kids. But
Mm-hmm.
Surely there's some good things in there. Given that y'all were about to get married, y'all got back together, y'all got married.
But then if there's infidelity, I can understand it. But
Yeah.
again, it's like, I don't know. You can't fix somebody. If you know that they have that reputation, you really have to fix that issue from the get go. To try to get that out of
Set a
the way.
boundary too.
Right. To make sure that's not going to happen again. And maybe he has issues where he's just
Maybe
a
she
serial
has
cheater.
issues.
Right. I mean, we don't know. We see
Yeah.
her, and I think I feel bad because a lot of the times, like, it's on the men, right? Like, they get told, like, oh, he's a cheater, he's a bad guy, he's this, that, and the third. You don't really hear that a lot from women, but women are just as trifling as men they can get.
Sneaky.
Right.
Women know.
Right.
I mean, guys do too, but like, I feel like when it comes to like love, I feel like guys get the short end of the stick a lot of times.
What do you mean?
Like when it comes to like two people being in a loving relationship, I think a guy really it sets because it's almost like it sets into your natural mode, like protector, taking care of, leader, you know, and if it comes down to it, I think the man will try to fix as much as he can if he really does. And I think, this it just goes down to like psychology and stuff. Like women can be very stubborn.
Mm-hmm.
Very stubborn. And y'all got attitude. But that's just how it goes. But you also have a very nurturing side and stuff. But I don't know, there's a lot of complex like things when it comes to that. So it's hard to say, like, especially when it comes to the media, you don't know these people personally. You never witnessed anything personally. You just go off of what the social media is.
Mm-hmm.
And what the social media and the headlines are for is to make money so people will read everything. And so they're going to use those headlines. Same thing with the news. You have different parties, you have different news stations that support different parties. And if they support the different parties, obviously those headlines are going to be geared to make the other party look bad. It's the same thing. So it's really complex. So I guess I can understand, calling off the wedding because that can alter your thought. Because imagine we're normal people, right? Social media, I mean, they're normal people too, but, they're in the light and they're a lot more focused as far as attention from the mass population. If social media can affect normal relationships and everyday civilian relationships, imagine what it can do to them too. You think about it, it's completely magnified. It's 10x. So I mean, I guess I can see it now that I'm like thinking about it and like working through those thoughts. I think It is possible. It could have been that simple.
Yeah.
It really could have. And
But
then it
it's
could
like,
have just spiraled him into it.
but why then though? Because my thing is, obviously, even for Ben too, obviously you want to be an actor. You want to be in front of cameras. You're going to have to go through red carpets. You're going to have to go through interviews and press being in your face all the time. That just comes with the job. So if you already know that, I don't know, this is probably not for me, but then you go after somebody who has the same career type as you, that's just going to 10 times it, you know?
Maybe it's a balance thing, like a work-life balance.
Yeah.
I'm
And
sure
maybe
that's
she didn't,
extremely hard for celebrities.
maybe she didn't respect it. That because like I said from the beginning, you can still control certain things. Maybe not everything, but you can still control certain things. And
maybe it all just caught him off guard.
maybe she wanted the attention too, because some people are like that. Maybe she wanted the extra. Oh, look at me, you know.
J-Lo from the Bronx.
Right.
Cody from the Houston. Cody from the H. What's going on, guys? It's Cody from the H. You know, I grew up in the H and stuff.
Grew up in the
A little bit in
H.
Chicago too. So, you know,
What is it? H Town.
H-
People say that all the time.
H time till I drown.
Do you have the clip, Mario?
I like taking my hair out like this. It reminds me like when I was 16 in the Bronx, running up and down the block. And crazy little girl who used to
Crazy
wild
little girl.
and no limits, all dreams and I like taking my hair out like this. It reminds me like when I
Jenny from
Why
the
she
Bronx.
sound like that?
Jenny from the block. That's Jenny from the Bronx. Bronx.
But you know, how long did she actually live in the Bronx though?